Rimuru's Journey for His Beloved Arifureta from Commonplace to World's Strongest by Sakura-Arashi. Exiting and Classmates. Gaaaaaaahh, Hajime screamed as he looks at the mirror while Rimuru laugh and you giggle. Ha 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 ha, at least you're an opmic now, ha 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 ha, opmic meaning overpowered main character. It's okay Hajime, you look very cool. You said trying to comfort him. White hair, artificial arm and an eye patch. Hajime had completely became a Chuni character. Calm down left arm, his figure seemed to say. When he saw himself in the mirror he despaired and entered an ORZ state. He stayed in bed for a whole day, and you tried to comfort him by various means. Everyone didn't want to talk about it. ORZ meaning someone who has fallen over or is bowing down on their knees and perhaps pounding their head on the floor. After this crisis it took 10 days for Hajime to recover. When he finished recovering they started setting off for the surface. While they were activating the magic on the 3rd floor, Rimuru gave everyone a warning. I am sure you guys already know this, but our powers and our equipments are heresy on the surface. This is the exact reason why I hide my real strength. If they find out about our things, they will demand to give up our things and coerce us to war. Ha ha ha, don't worry brother, I already know, do you understand you? Hajime said. She replied. With that Hajime gave off a smile before getting teleported to the surface. Hollow diamond, hollow diamond, hollow diamond, hollow diamond, hollow diamond, hollow diamond, hollow diamond. Going back in time a little. Around the time when Rimuru arrived and easily defeated the Hydra, the party of heroes had temporarily aborted their dungeon clearing and returned to the kingdom of Harihi. The clearing speed had fallen due to a lack of the comprehensive intelligence they had on the floors up till now, and also due to the strength and trickiness of the monsters. As such, intense member fatigue had resulted. The conclusion was to take a break and rest. Actually, the rest town of Horwado would have been good for recuperation. Unfortunately someone suddenly was sent to meet them. An envoy of the Holshire Empire had come wanting to meet with the heroes. The suspicious question on the smart student's mind is, what's up with this timing? Just when we're tired and need to rest, they arrived. They all got in the carriage assigned to them, and after waiting for a while, the carriage entered the palace, and upon their descent from it they saw a figure of a boy coming towards them. He was around 10, and had blonde hair and blue eyes. The atmosphere around him was similar to Kuki's, but with much more mischief in it. This was Randell S.B. Harihi, Prince of the Kingdom. He then started to rush up to them while calling in a loud voice. Kaori. Wait, is it me or is she in a bad mood along with Yagashi, he thought. Actually these two have been mysteriously getting in a bad mood. Their classmates don't know why, but they're guessing it's some kind of a mood swing. But the truth was simple, whenever Rimuru would have a chat with Seal, Yagashi would suddenly get into a bad mood. It was the same for Kaori, except whenever Hajime and Yu would do it, instead of being in a bad mood, massive killing intent would suddenly come out of her and at the same time these two would click their tongue. Unluckily for the prince, Hajime is currently having fun with you right now, if you know what I mean. Smirk. What's more, Kaori isn't the same clueless idiot she used to be. After Yagashi explained to her what's been happening around her, she started waking up and would mercilessly reject any guys who would show even a little interest in her. Even if they aren't confessing, she would make it clear, she doesn't have a single shred of interest in them, instantly crushing their poor little pitiful hearts. Seeing Kaori in such a bad mood, the prince tried to change her mood only for him to be destroyed. Kaori, you shouldn't be in a bad mood. This ruins your beauty, he said. You shouldn't bother her right now, her childhood friend will turn her mood. Kuki declared. No, I will. The prince replied while giving Kuki a glare. Would you two just shut up? Your Highness, this is my body and my looks, I don't care about your opinion. And Kuki, stop being such an idiot. You always try to act like being my childhood friend makes you own me. Well, bad news, you don't. Kaori said, lashing out, confusing the prince while she and Yagashi walks away. What was that? The prince said to Kuki. Just leave it alone for now, she would mysteriously enter a bad mood. What's more is there's nothing we could do about it except to wait for it to pass. Still, what she said hurted me, both the prince and Kuki muttered to themselves. Ah, I see, well she sure has changed a lot. Still, I wonder what's causing her mood swing. He wondered. The answer to his question is a bunch of moaning sounds made by you and Hajime. Hollow diamond, hollow diamond, hollow diamond, hollow diamond, hollow diamond, hollow diamond, hollow diamond. Shizuku's paw. Well, that pitiful prince got destroyed. I thought. Currently we're in our room, after Kaori lashed out on the prince. Well, for whatever reason, we were in a bad mood. He was just a bit too annoying. Call it our woman's intuition, but I feel like someone's stealing Rimuru from me. For Kaori it seems worse. Haha, surely we're just imagining it. There's no way something like that could be happening at the bottom of a dark, gloomy, horrible dungeon, right? Spoiler alert, there is. Kaori, I feel like you shouldn't have lashed out on the prince like that. I said. What the prince did was wrong, but still we shouldn't make an enemy of the prince. Well, he had it coming. They're fighting over me like they own me. That's true, but still, he's the prince. If we don't act right, we might end up making an enemy of him. I guess you're right, but I still hate how they're fighting over me. They don't own me, I am already taken. Well, she has a point. If I was her and has boys fighting over me every day, I'd get mad too. But I guess people thinking me and RR Rimuru era T think makes most of the boys that likes me give up. Ha 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 ha, I guess that's true. I think if you show your feelings to Hajime, he would accept you. Well, the truth is, Rimuru told me how Hajime gave up his thought of Kaori having a crush on him. With that, so did his feelings for her. So if Kaori would just confessed, everything would have a happy ending, I thought. Do you really think he'll like me back? She asked back with anxious looks in her eyes. Of course he would, I am pretty sure he liked you back then. But he gave up after thinking you will never like him back. Really? He liked me back then. Yeah, Rimuru told me, but he gave up after thinking there's no way for you to like him back, after all there's Kuki. Well, that's what he thought. I didn't know if I should tell her about this, but I am sure this way Kaori will surely finally confess. I missed my chance, she mutters looking depressed. Don't worry, you'll have another chance soon. We both know they'll return, so there's nothing to be worried about, right? You're right, but still I can't help but anxiously wait for his return, Kaori said. I know they'll return. After all, he did promise me he will come back to me, Shizuku said while giving off a smile. You're right, Shizuku-chan, Rimuru has never broken his words before, so I am sure he will come back with Nagumo-kun. After this talk, we were relaxing in our room, when someone started knocking on our door. Kaori, Shizuku, it's me. The voice said. They already recognized the voice as Princess Liliana's voice, so they opened the door. Kaori, Shizuku, please forgive my brother, he's just too big of an idiot, but he's not a bad person, she said as she lowers her head, causing her beautiful, straight blonde hair to flow downward. Don't worry about it, Lily, I understand. Thank you, Kaori, she said as she looks at me. Ah, don't worry, I also understand. I've dealt with similar things, ha ha ha. Thanks both of you, for understanding my idiotic brother. Liliana was a talented lady of 14 years. Golden-haired and blue-eyed, she was both beautiful and popular amongst the people. Earnest, but not too obstinate, and good at reading the mood, she was even able to interact openly with the servants. She, as a princess and as a person, had been quite anxious as to the state of Kuki and the other summoned students. This was due to a sense of guilt about dragging them into problems of her world, which should have been their concern. For that reason, she took the initiative to get to know the students, and it had not been long before they became well acquainted. She got along especially well with Shizuku and Kaori, who were around the same age as her. By this point they had dropped all honorifics, electing to speak casually with one another and even giving each other nicknames. Anyways, welcome back. I am glad to see you're alright. Ha 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 ha, well, we've kept getting stronger for the purpose of finding a way home. I've also noticed, why do you have a killing intent from time to time? Woman's intuition. Ha ha ha, yeah it is. Their intuitions are scary, she thought. So that means, both of you like someone, right? Who do you think it is? Kaori said, messing around with the two. That's easy, ha ha ha. For Kaori, it's Nagumo, and for Shizuku, it's Rimuru, am I right? You truly are smart, ha ha ha. Was it that obvious? Well, at least to me it was, to everyone else apparently it's impossible, ha ha ha. Yeah, and it gets pretty annoying, because of this they'll fight over me like they own me. At least Shizuku-chan who because of Rimuru has no one fighting over her. Well eats them who's thinking me and our Rimuru are already in our relationship. I feel like you're gonna be a yandere, ha 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 ha, Liliana laughed. What? That's nonsense. Oh, you know what I remember. Do you remember when Rimuru would randomly disappear while we're training? What if he goes to his secret lover? Oh, Liliana added trolling Shizuku. Fu, it surely is possible, Kaori added joining in to troll her best friend. Ha 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 ha, there's no way right. Right. Soon signs of doubt, anxiety and more started appearing on Shizuku's face. What if he did? No, surely not, but what if there really is? Shizuku was starting to panic, lol. Ha ha ha, we're just messing with you, calm down Shizuku-chan, Kaori said. But, seriously, it's impossible for Rimuru to be doing something like that. You should have already known that, Kaori said. Why yeah, you're right. For giving me anxiety I am gonna troll her too as a revenge, Shizuku thought. You know Lily, I remember Rimuru telling me how cute and beautiful you are. Maybe he's interested in you. Suddenly Liliana's whole face turned tomato red. Really? She unexpectedly said looking happy. Wait, does she like Rimuru? Shizuku thought. What they don't know was Liliana fell in love with Rimuru long ago. How? You ask? Well, it's simple. Rimuru's kind, beautiful, caring and strong, he would always talk to her too. This pretty much made her fall in love with him. Actually she's deeply in love, like ocean deep. Could he really be? Wait, Liliana, do you like Rimuru? Me too, I don't know what you're talking about. She said in a low voice while turning even redder. You do? Yeah, okay, I do. Ho. So now I have a rival, I am not letting you take him. Shizuku said, emitting killing intense and glaring at her. Chloe 2.0. Ha ha ha. Wait, calm down, Liliana said, panicking. You give up. As soon as she heard Shizuku say this, she lost her panic and turned serious. No, let's just share him. I mean, having multiple wives are allowed here, and I am not letting go of Rimuru. I guess it is better than treating you as a rival. Sigh, honestly, you two are so deeply in love with the same guy, Kaori said. You're one to talk. Last time I checked you love Nagumo more than anything, and if what your intuition tells you is right, then you also have a rival that's dominating you right now. You. Sigh, well I guess you do have a point. But I will never give Nagumo up. She loudly declared. Ha ha ha, we know, we're all the same except we want Rimuru. Then let's wait for their sure return. I am sure Rimuru could easily reach the bottom, save Nagumo and return. Shizuku said. While we wait, let's all get stronger. This way we can be more useful. I agree. And thus they continued their training, aiming to get stronger and be more useful as well as to impress and protect the one they love.